This really was the announcement of the Direct, and so this is actually being streamed live while it's kind of being a recording as well, so I'm doing both of them, so how do you do if you're on the recording? But yeah, if you're live, I appreciate you being here with me. Beautiful opening, you guys. Mario Kart World, we finally got the name of it, we finally got the release date for Nintendo Switch 2, and yeah, this is amazing. So, this is the Mario Bros circuit, so the cool thing about it is usually we had like a Mario circuit or a Luigi circuit, right? And so I mentioned this actually when we first broke down the game. That was when they first actually showed it for the first reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2. A lot of firsts, right? So occasionally I'll be mentioning that kind of first breakdown because we have mentioned a lot of those things and we got them, we nailed it. Nailed it right on the head or whatever the phrase is and stuff like that. Because, yeah, they did confirm that there are 24 drivers, they call them, racers. First off, look at that. We're going to be doing this every now and then where we rewind the trailer and stuff like that. But look at this shot. This is crazy. Now, they do have that little disclaimer at the beginning that's all like, hey, this is, not reflective of all the gameplay experience. Like, some of this is made in engine or whatever they call it. And so, yeah, I get that. But this may be some kind of cinematic thing, or they did it just for the trailer, but if not, look at that detail in Mario's mustache. And so that's not always something, it's not like we see every little strand of hair, I realize that, but what I'm saying is that there is at least that streaks in his hair right there in the mustache. And so I think that anytime they kind of do those little touches, hair is an easy place to do it, as well as the tires and things like that. So again, this is a little rough as we're just sort of manipulating my screen here live, so occasionally this is how it might look here, and so I do apologize. But yeah, let's keep on going here because this looks so amazing. Look at that. So you want to notice that right there, they were stopped. So yeah, it's stop, then 3, 2, 1, and then they go, and they have a little boost if you time it right, so that's good. But then actually what's interesting is that you see Mario, I think, catching somebody's drift right there. So you see he's got a bomb, so these were not actually sequentially done, right? So it's this 3, 2, 1 start, and then they went to a different clip. So check this out. It's boom, so they started, right? And then boom, that's a different clip entirely. It's just Bowser does happen to be right there in position. So it's they kind of super cut it like it was meant to be this one clip together. But Mario already has a bomb. Birdo's already way back there in the back. Look at this. This is Birdo over here. You guys can see my mouse. And so, yeah, just wanted to make sure that that's known, is that, that's what they'll do with some of this. And so it gets crazy because I think capitalism is alive and well or something in the Mario universe, dude. This is a NASCAR level kind of sponsorships. And so we noted a lot of these in my first breakdown, but there are definitely many more companies. So when you look in the background, we have the ones that we pointed out already. So these were in that first breakdown, like I said, Luigi Tires, Mario Motors. That's a very common one. Those have been in past Mario games too. But then we cut over here. And so look at Luigi's cart. This is nuts. He's got a really cool car, by the way, and look at that drift, dude. He's gonna be capsizing. But yeah, mushroom piston there on the back, and it gets kind of nuts because it's just where do we start? Where do we end? I mean, swoop. You've got this thing that says engine right there, and we're gonna see kind of more of these as it keeps going on. Swoop is the bats, and of course Luigi's icon. But there's one up and Fuzzy. The Fuzzy's gonna end up being the battery. Spiny Shell is actually on the front of his car. So look at that, man. So like I say, there's going to be a lot, and even the tires, of course, what would it be without Red Shell tires? And so there's going to be other tire companies. So lots of competition, but look at this level. This level to me, it's really awesome. I believe that this one's actually going to be Faraway Oasis. We see a clip much later on in the Direct, I guess we could say, where they show the various names of at least 4 of the Grand Prix Cups and which courses are in them. And so that's where I'm getting this. So Faraway Oasis would actually be in the Shell Cup if you're looking at that. But now look at Peach right here. The graphics, everything looks so cool. There's streaks on the road, so these tire streaks right here. Again, I'm sorry that little interface keeps popping up. It's live, people. It's live, so sometimes it's gonna happen. And you see Toad right there driving a truck that says Toad. I mean, Toad with Toad. And notice they set it up nicely. There's grind right here. We're going to be talking about grinding because you know that grind, that's going to be like the new gimmick. I'm not sure if you can actually grind this part. That might actually literally be the border of the course right there at least. But, oh, yeah, that is a grind rail. Okay, because there's the border, that red part. So, yeah, occasionally I'll catch things like this in real time probably. But, yeah, look at Peach. I remember we were talking about in the first breakdown, like, hey, Peach is on her dress, yet she's on a bike. Usually she's in like a biking outfit. So what's going on? Well, we're going to find out. They have, like, I guess you could call it like different skins, you know, so there's different costumes is what I was going to say, but skins maybe, but outfits. And so, yeah, here's Yoshi, dude, on this warp pipe bike. Like, we may replay this clip a little bit, but yeah, look at that. Isn't that bike cool? There it is. That's a good look at it. You got the POW right there. And this also, like, now as I kind of see this game a little bit more, the characters don't look so chibi. Like, I kind of made a remark, and some other people did too. They were saying, like, does Mario look a little small? Maybe even Peach as well? No. So, like, this, I think this kind of confirms as we keep watching, is like, they're all probably pretty much normal size. I don't think that's a thing anymore, that they are like toys or something. At first I did, though, man. I really thought, I think it's just Mario. He's getting bigger. Our boy's getting bigger, and he's got to fit into that cart. And so anyway, this course, it could be a continuation of Mario Bros. Circuit, because here's the thing, is that I think a lot of these courses may have some connections with each other where they kind of overlap. And so that is going to be interesting. We'll get into all this. Like, this breakdown's probably going to take like 45 minutes, an hour. I don't know. It's just we're going to find out that essentially this is like an open world Mario Kart game, right? It's called Mario Kart World. And so it gets nuts because there's going to be like a few levels that look, courses that look kind of desert-like, right? And so there's parts of Mario Bros. Circuit that has this like desert feel to it, yet there is actually a course though called Desert Hills. So this very well could be Desert Hills. It's just we do see these little like banner flags, and there was a lot of them in the Mario Bros. Circuit course. I'm not saying that this means that that's what this is. I'm just saying that that's like one tell, as well as these kind of outposts right there. And so notice, of course, your little thwomp that's like a tire. I mean, that is legit to me, man. I'm trying to grab this and make the screen bigger. No, here, this screen. Okay, look at that. Forgive me, you guys. Just, again, we're doing this live. Yeah, look at that guy. That's crazy, man. So, tire thwomp. It fits very well, though. Yoshi doing that, and let's see, I can spacebar to play it. That's good. Okay, this gets nuts. So, like, I was wondering about this one, you know, could it be the Shy Guy Bazaar in, like, a certain section of it? But I doubt it. Shy Guy Bazaar has a it's kind of got this Aladdin, it's like Arab garb and drab and all sorts of things that would, I guess, be in this kind of Middle Eastern Arab setting, let's call it. And so, yeah, this does not so much look like that. It would be kind of a different section. And so I'm sure if there was like a little bit more resolution, maybe these flags back here would tell us something, or they would just be sponsorship flags, because I think if you look really closely, that might say 1UP. And here, like, I can mouse into it a little bit. Like, I think that's like 1UP and the little mushroom. So that might just be the 1UP fuel. And that could make this potentially then one of the city levels. There's, this is where it gets sort of crazy, and where my breakdown kind of can break my mind down, is that there is a level actually, and there's two of them, and they're called Crown City. So Crown City has like a nighttime level, and that's on the Shell Cup. But then there's also, it's revealed that, I believe, Mushroom Cup has Crown City as well. Nintendo's not likely to make a mistake. It's not like they included that twice by mistake or something, right? No, like, pretty sure that there's a Crown City day, Crown City night. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, let's look at, though, what's going on here as well, because you got to see this. This gets absolutely nuts. So, this could be like the level is flooding. I do not know. I do not know. Is that like this is either a dam or a levee breaking right here, or it's just some kind of intended, solution to wildfires. I have no idea, but the water is just going completely down the middle of the town. And so that looks like it says like Donnie or something like that on Daisy's cart right here. Doesn't it look kind of dolphin-y? But her I mean, it's really like a jet ski, and that's great because look at this. This transformation that's happening right now is going to send it into like boat mode or jet ski mode, so that's something else we can confirm. Like if you want a little gimmick, this game's got several of them, and so one of them also is that the carts and the vehicles, they can change according to what's going on the map. Now, that's not new to Mario Kart. It's just that these are actually like changing them a little bit more along the lines of Sonic Racing Transformed, if you played that game, or Diddy Kong Racing, those types of things. Because look at this, there's wheels underneath right here, and then boom, she lands and no more wheels. So it happens pretty quickly in this trailer. Now, we see it kind of happen as we go further with other things like the planes and stuff like that. So we're about to see it a little bit more, I guess you could say. So don't just use that one as the barometer, but yeah, Baby Daisy back there as well. And look at Rosalina up here. So opting to take the land route or route. And so let's see what happens. If you cut kind of ahead, you actually miss right here. Okay, this is it. So if we look at where the camera's back behind, there is actually someone racing up here. That could be Koopa Troopa. I'm getting older, you guys, so my vision, who knows, could be failing me a little bit, but it might be like Koopa Troopa. And maybe even you youngins can't see it either. But yeah, so that to me shows that we saw Rosalina go on land, right? That would be over here, this stretch. And so look at this. There's also like a grind rail potentially right here, but lots of space on this roof. So I'm thinking that there's like 5 total pathways on this one shot. There are toads back here, so I don't mean necessarily back there, but flying kind of almost anti-gravity, like Koopa Troopa or whoever this is up there could be the farthest right path, but then the farthest left over there on the roof is one. Like I said, there's this land solution, if you want to call it that, where Rosalina was going on. Baby Daisy going up the middle with the water, and then I think this right here is going to be a path. You've got coins right there, so like why would it potentially not? And this is actually going to be stairs right here, so you're going to see that in just a second when we cut the camera back forward, right? So look, let's like go forward. See, so there's the stair set up there of that same ledge. And so yeah, I'm thinking that this game, not only big just in the world, but I think a lot of courses may have that element to them where it's just like there's a lot of different pathways, man. It could get nuts, I think. And so this says DK Pass. So luckily we do get the actual name of the course right here. They don't always show that. We're sometimes left to infer or whatever. But yeah, it's part of the Star Cup, according to what we'll see later on in the trailer. Rosalina right here on the snowmobile. You do actually see her riding in that on Mario Bros. Circuit, so it's not exclusive to like a snow or an icy particular level. So do just want to stress that, right? They may be trying to trick you, because you can even see who is that. That DK in the background. There's someone in the background up there that's also seeming to kind of, I can't tell, but they might be having some treads on their vehicle. Now, maybe if we blow that up, it could look like wheels. So yeah, that's looking a little DK-ish, but a little bit far away as well. And so, of course, don't really need too much verbal communication about this, but I guess just to confirm, double items is in there. So you can get the double item block, and you do have the 2 item slots. So yay, they're not doing away with that or anything. And so look at the little sign for DK Pass up here. Of course, the big sign back there. DK having the new life here on the Switch, because look at this. We're looking at the back of Donkey Kong, but then there's the front. Of course, sticking with this new design, we mentioned that in the first breakdown that I did. But yeah, you also saw it if you watched the Switch 2 Direct DK in his own game. And look at this level. This level also, I'm pretty sure this could be DK Spaceport. Very much so when you look later on at like the mushroom cup is where this would be, but you look at the little like picture that they show later on in the trailer, that very much looks like this. And so noticed, of course, when DK was starting in that clip, he's going to be flying. So look at that. There's the planes. This is really cool. Planes, trains, automobiles, except for it's boats, but planes, jet skis, and carts. But yeah, a lot of people on the planes too, though, so it's like not just DK and your King Boo right there, but you can see down below, a little bit lower right here, we got Yoshi, we got probably Koopa Troopa right there, and like a lot of people ending their plane flights and stuff, so their flight path ends right there. But yeah, so that's good. You're going to be kind of transforming throughout the whole thing, and so let's keep on playing just a little bit. Donkey Kong actually had a lot more. I feel we may not just see it right here, like you might have to see it in the light there. I do think that there was a lot more fur kind of look to him in Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, of course. And so, be that as it may, maybe we just need to be closer up again and in more light or something. We have some light right here, though. You can still see the streaks of the hair. It's just, it doesn't, you could almost see like every individual strand to some degree in Mario Kart 8. Maybe we'll go back just to make sure that you guys see all of that. Obviously, some crazy mech is going to be just all over the road, all over the scaffolding. It gets a little nuts, and this is very reminiscent of like a Donkey Kong from the arcade days and stuff. The actual original Donkey Kong arcade. Look at that, where the barrels would be going down. So I wouldn't be surprised, if somebody knocks down some barrels. They even have ladders and stuff. So this is very, again, reminiscent of that, which is great because that's kind of how they're taking Donkey Kong's design nowadays. They're going to the old school DK. A classic, man. Donkey Kong is a classic for sure. And so here we go. So this gets nuts. Of course, Pauline, gotta love her. But yeah, we're at the city kind of scape again. This could be the Crown City, right? This was at night, and so this is where my brain is going to get racked a little bit again. For one, Crown City, it's like there's a Shell Cup Crown City that has the nighttime images, but there's a part in the trailer later where the guy's talking and he says something like, depending on the time of day and the weather conditions, your environment will change. And so it's like, wait, are you telling me then that like Shell Cup, I don't know, is that only for a specific mode in the game? Is that for all the modes? Because then would Shell Cup be really would Crown City really be in the Shell Cup and also in the Mushroom Cup? But you could be day or night in all of them? I don't know, it could be just different parts of them. We'll see, but yeah. Dude, I'm going to tell you, Koopa Construction up here, you see these signs and stuff, it's on the building as well. Man, Koopa Construction, I think, is like everywhere in this game, basically. And so, Koopa Construction, you should get very familiar with because I think that they are going to make like your roads, they're going to make your buildings, it's like right there on the side. We may actually let this clip play just a little bit, but right in here, check this out. It cuts away kind of fast, so it says like high quality you can trust, and then down here, this is where it is, so it's actually invisible right now. Here, invisible. And so right here, it says like, we build your homes, right there. But then we're actually seeing a bridge as well, so it's almost like we build your homes, we build your bridges, we're all the construction. So listen, you guys, Koopa Construction, make them very happy if you live in this world, right? And so notice how kind of New York City some of this is right here. It could be like, San Francisco-ish as well and stuff, but just seeing those kind of big billboards, it almost looks like a Broadway feel. It needs to have more lights and stuff if it was going to be, but this color scheme, that kind of reminds me of a Broadway playbill. But the other thing to note is also that this building right here is for MKTV. That was something that we pointed out in my first breakdown when Switch 2 was first revealed, right? So MKTV, Mario Kart TV, does seem to be at least filming from the side, but I would imagine that that's not just for no reason, right? Like they're probably still going to have the functionality of MKTV where you can watch your race back, look at it from different angles. They must be filming this whole thing all throughout. And so accelerate the fun is what that says. Dash is the little logo, I guess you want to call it, or company perhaps. But anyway, yeah, Dash. I think that that's actually related to like the golden mushroom dash. It's like golden dash shroom or something. They have a name for it. They'll show it later on, so we'll get to see that. But yeah, I just love these. There's so much you can look at right here, right? Like look at the bank and stuff. There's just and Pauline, there's a banner for her and whatnot. So appropriate that she's the one driving right here. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll back this up. Get this to the right size for you guys. Cars below. You notice, of course, she transformed into a plane right at the end there. There's going to be some significance, so I won't take too much time because we're going to talk about this later, but note the boost pad. That's all I'm going to say is note what that pad looks like right there for the boost, and those item blocks look really cool, by the way. Everything looks really crisp and just really great. There's Shy Guys up on the roof. There's so much to uncover, dude. This is crazy. So let's keep going there. Yeah, right here. So notice that, of course, could very well be the DK Pass. There are some other icy biomes, some other icy levels and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that DK Pass is the only one. Remember, Wario used to kind of corner the market. It was, gosh, what was that? Wario Summit, right? But anyway. Right here, you're seeing, once again, it's like, wait, are we getting to a city over here where it could be the Mario Bros. Circuit or something? Or is this like the Faraway Oasis? And I tend to think Faraway Oasis more so. Again, the courses could connect to each other in this way, and that's what we're seeing. Faraway Oasis, just as a reminder, would be on the Shell Cup. But the reason I say it is because we're going to zoom in here. Let's make this a little bigger for you guys. Look around here, and I'm going to play it, and you're going to see these, like, buffalo. So look at that. It's some toros. Some toros for my Pokemon people. Look at that. They jump, too. They're jumping right there. So there's, like, a herd of just stampeding wildebeest buffalo. So look at that, man. And they go all the way. So there's, like, gosh, how many is that? It's like approximately 8 or 10 of them right there. And look at how many racers, dude. Look at how many drivers are on all these courses. We already know 24 drivers to one course. I'm presuming that that's just Grand Prix mode. I don't know that that's all the modes. Because, like, what if you go online? Is it going to seriously be 24 online drivers? But yeah, look at that. All on that bridge right there. There's so many of these characters driving. It's going to get so chaotic, man. Like, I am very much afraid of what's gonna happen. Very much. So even though this is very kind of like your African safari kind of wilderness and stuff in potentially faraway oasis, there's still those signs of civilization and stuff. They got this little outpost building and stuff, rest stop maybe, And we're gonna get to, of course, look at this Pride Rock right there. You see Rafiki lifting up Simba over there, somebody. But yeah, it gets nuts to just absorb all this because, like, I'm doing this in real time, sure, but I've kind of already analyzed some of this myself, so, like, I know at least somewhat of what I'm looking for, but I'm always finding something new as I keep rewatching this. Like, look at how big this vast expanse is of this world. This almost looks like World of Light Smash Brothers scene, but, like, you're going to see this right here. That area is going to kind of return, and I don't know that that is shown to be Faraway Oasis. So again, we find later in this direct Switch 2 Direct trailer here that these courses you actually are going to drive from one course to another. So yeah, it gets nuts, you guys. It gets nuts. That's the best way I can explain it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. You see Peach Resort up at the top. So I'm wondering if that's the course itself, because there is actually a course called Peach Stadium that would fit in the Shell Cup as well. So I think that they're going to be two different things, but the courses are so big in this game that who knows if there's like a Peach Resort within Peach Stadium. But nah, I think that Peach, we want our Peach supremacy because, you guys, I love Peach, all right? Nobody diss me. But yeah, what I was going to say is there's a lot of Peach represented in this whole trailer overall, but I'm sure you saw that there's little Shy Guys right there. These are going to be sort of obstacle Shy Guys, not the racer himself Shy Guy. Just a word to the wise, we're going to see it more clear later, but why not point it out right now? We see Goomba actually right here. So yeah, Goomba and Nabbit. Dude, you're going to play as Nabbit, Goomba, all these characters, and the Hammer Bros. I'm going to tell you right now, this roster, especially to have 24 drivers in a race, it has to be pretty expansive. And so I do think that it's got to be the biggest Mario Kart roster that we've had. That may be obvious to some people. They might be saying like, well, duh. But to me, there's like a very good reasoning behind that, which is to fit this 24 racer level of Grand Prix action, you guys. It's going to be so nuts. I cannot believe it. But yeah, look at the lighting of this. I mean, it's reflecting on the water. This, I've been learning a lot about like a game's budget, we'll call it. And I do not mean monetary budget. So I just mean like the resources essentially that a game takes, right? So if you think about that, we are going to be on the Switch 2 now. And so luckily we can have a little bit more of that rendering power. You think about like a PC, Great game as an example. Some people may hate me for this, but it's Pow World. Pow World could actually render a lot of shadows. It could render a lot of lights, a lot of grass, trees, lots of fine details while still maintaining the integrity of the game, meaning it ran really smoothly. I mean, you probably had to have a certain amount of PC specs, but I mean, like I had like a decade-old PC playing it just fine. Point being that when we look at like Scarlet and Violet, the Pokemon game, of course, on Switch 1, you may not enjoy how that ran. At least I didn't, like I thought it ran kind of poorly, but there was something that it was trying to do. It was trying to do many things, I think, but one of them that I think was kind of costing it a lot of those mistakes and that poor performance was exactly what I just talked about. When you've got like shadows, when you're trying to render all this light, all this just background stuff, right, in the scenery, this is going to do it much better because the Switch 2 has the performance. It has the specs to do this. And so, yeah. Do you see any shapes in the cloud, you guys? Is this like a Yoshi right here? I don't know. But yeah, that's amazing. Peach Resort looks incredible. Incredible. This is going to be one of my favorite courses, man. I want to go to Peach Resort in real life, okay? But yeah, these Shy Guys later are actually going to have coins trailing their jet skis right there. So maybe all of them have that everywhere, and these coins have just been gotten already in this particular scene. It could be, but maybe not. Maybe not all of them have it. So what did I say, right? You guys, I was talking earlier about this big kind of question mark block looking thing in the distance. We saw this when we were looking overhead at those toros, if you want to call them that, those buffalo on the faraway oasis, but now it's right here. This doesn't particularly look to me like it would be faraway oasis. It could be, but I doubt it. And so that's why I think these courses are so closely connected that they literally said you'd be driving to the next course, right? So to me, they do such a good job of making this world of Mario Kart World actually be a world. What I mean is, okay, we're on one course, but we can see the adjacent course right next to it when we actually reach the boundary. It's not like we have to wait for load times and then like we suddenly are just randomly on a new course, right? No, like you see it all kind of like in real time. That means like Breath of the Wild level exploration of driving from one course to another. Like think of the potential. Amazing! But yeah, this appears to be either in the clouds or what also looks very interesting is this water right here. And so it's like in the clouds, but also look at these. That's a massive geyser. If we're talking about in the clouds, there are some platforms down below. So like actual land perhaps, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that this, whatever this level is, potentially multi-tier, right? Because like we're up here, we're going up, 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 up. And then there's some brick blocks, not exactly question mark blocks from typical Mario Kart, I guess, items and whatnot. But then there's like this big chain. It's almost like a zip line, right? So is something going to be taking us down that way? Or are we really following these arrows to go down kind of like a spiral, almost like a spiral mountain? Very much reminds me of some old school Sonic Adventure, you guys. But look at this, man, Bowser. These characters all look so cool, too. I mean, just take a moment. There's Toad just smiling away. He's just kind of like, Bowser's coming, whatever. And so I do kind of wonder, how much are these characters going to interact? We did see in the first trailer breakdown that when they hopped, they all kind of had a little expression. And so we'll be looking out for that. Be looking out for maybe some facial expressions that they make at each other, to each other, neutrally, whatever. So you're going to see lava bubble on the signs back here. You're seeing Bowser. There is a Bowser Motors, and we know that because look at Bowser's car right now. The tires, they say Bowser Motors. And so even though you got somebody old like me, maybe can't see all these images, right? Way in the back there. But yeah, look at that. That's very likely for Bowser Motors here. And so, yeah, like I say, I mean, look at Bowser's facial expressions. It's just... To me, this is the Mario Kart game to follow the absolute lengthy process we've had to, I'm not going to say deal with because it was fun, right? But Mario Kart 8 being out for so long and them having no new Mario Kart for that long, you had to let them cook, right? You had to let them cook. So you notice, of course, on Toad's vehicle, it says right there where my mouse just was, fuzzy. And that says fuzzy batteries, actually. And then below that, it actually says pipeline. So Pipeline itself could be like you think about warp pipes, right? But Pipeline could be like the company, or it could be like Toad Pipeline. You see Toad's icon there kind of at the top. I did actually have this prepared. I haven't used it yet, have I? I should use the little arrow, shouldn't I? Now I can't even grab the arrow, but yeah, like right there, you got the Toad icon, and it's easier to use my mouse, honestly, but look at the characters once again in the back. I mean, you're going to be seeing, of course, Birdo like we saw earlier, but there's going to be all sorts of like enemies. There's going to be some really crazy characters as we keep going on. Right now, I feel like they're being sort of tame with it, right? But we're about to see just how crazy this is going to get, you guys. It is going to get bonkers. So here's Wario. I love this. Yeah, Wario. So he's doing this big like sumo wrestling. That's what that is. It looks like some belly flop, but hilarious. And so anyway, you're going to see Chuck on that tire right there, but it's Charging Chuck. Charging Chuck, I'll spoil it, does appear to be a player that you can control, a character, I should say, in the roster. And so we'll see Charging Chuck a little bit later, but also Charging Chuck going to be kicking some footballs and whatnot on one of the other levels. And so to me, that Bowser course earlier, if I had to wager, I guess, it does seem like they could very well be part of the Airship Fortress. Now, that's a Bowser level that's revealed to be in the Flower Cup. It's one of the courses. I have a tendency to call them levels. I know, but courses, right? So that could be the Airship Fortress again. That's in the Flower Cup. Now, keep in mind, these could just be other sections of different courses, but look at how drastically the lighting and everything changes. So it'd have to be a really drastic change to go to this then, if it was the same course. And so this, we do have a Wario shipyard, but clearly that doesn't look so much like the shipyard. This could be Wario Stadium. And the funny thing is, we have had a stadium level for Wario before. I'm not quite sure that this looks exactly the same, but look at that big, like, you know, you got this big kind of half pipe. What a wonderful screen grab right now of Wario's face right here. This is genius. Look at that. Oh, wonderful. I love all these like little screenshots that we could take right here. But yeah, I was gonna say that there's, you know, obviously this big kind of ramp that's very stadium like in the previous games and whatnot, but this looks to be a stadium that they just kind of left some of the, either they left the construction up on purpose, or this is really like still under construction, or that's just, again, purposefully the design. Look, there's like barbed wire up here. And then look at these, just the wood planks and stuff, and like it's not finished maybe right down there because they have these gates, those like barricade type gates, and of course traffic barricades as well. You're seeing Wario signs all over the place, man. You got premium scrap. Who's paying premium scrap? Wario is, you guys. And so you saw garlic power up there in the black as well. So that's that one right there. I don't think I stopped it very good, but yeah, garlic power reminds me of garlic powder. Am I right, you guys? And the Wario games. Man. So Wario's all over this place, which, you know, this very much leads you to believe, hey, we're focused on Wario right now. Could be Wario Stadium. This is about to be my favorite part of Mario Kart World, but let's not get to that just yet. Let's look at this one more time, because you see, there is a little shout to Waluigi, his evil friend right here. Look at that, Waluigi with the vintage clothing. So yeah, I would love a vintage clothing place done by Waluigi. Are you kidding me? That is nuts. And so speaking of Waluigi, you guys, this is going to have a secret that I don't know if anyone else has found it. I happen to think that this is amazing. I hope that I'm the first to find it. Before we get to that, just want to say the Star Cup could be what we're looking at with the course Wario Shipyard. You know, this kind of looks like we're on like a ship deck, right? Perhaps capsized, something like that. We'll see. You know, there's a little bit of debris down here, so it could actually be like land ho right now, but completely capsized on land. But yeah, there's even like a little cannon warp pipe looking area right there. And of course, the ripped, torn up flags very much fits like the shipyard. It's the graveyard of ships and stuff. So yeah, I do have to imagine this could be that stage, but you know, we'll leave it up and open for these courses to be different things. But you guys remember we saw Luigi tires earlier. I believe that when you select Waluigi and have Luigi tires, they have this amazing, I love this. This is the quintessential detail of Mario Kart World. And again, this is where I hope that I am the one to find this first. But look at that. Waluigi potentially hand wrote WA, Waluigi tires. So that normally would say Luigi tires. You could see the font. But then look at that. He's got Waluigi. Did the dude really write WA? Because he's just that salty and that... I feel a kinship with you, man. Waluigi, look at this. Just amazing. You guys, like, are you kidding me? But yeah. Thank you. I see the chat right now. Someone, it was Lisa, said Peach is queen. Thank you. Thank you. I am a Peach stan in this household. Love her. First love of my life. These are things virgins would say, I guess, but hey. So look at this. Man, just incredible Waluigi. I love it. So I'm hoping that that's what that is. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe that is actually just Waluigi tires, but I really think that he himself, Waluigi, wrote on it, because look at how poor it's done. It's like sloppy, right? It looks very handwritten. You know, the A is kind of like off center. The whole thing's off kilter, right? It's as crazy as Waluigi is, so I just think that that is an amazing little touch on a game like this. Wonderful. So, okay. Look at that, 1-up fuel. So again, we've been seeing 1-up everywhere, but back here on the spoiler or whatever, that exhaust, I don't really know automobiles, car parts, motorcycles. I don't know them super well. I know my way around a little bit, but not much, right? So again, whatever piece that is of this chopper, you see Waluigi oftentimes in this trailer at least riding on this beast of a chopper. So this is beautiful right here. Could be several number of places. I'm thinking Faraway Oasis again. The only thing is just that we do see a lot in the background, right? And it looks kind of like closer than I would imagine. But hey, maybe again, that's just that background of, you know, whatever this bridge is going to be right there. And remember, that's Koopa Construction for all your construction needs. And they build your bridges, your homes. They build your life, man. So give it up to Koopa Construction. I feel like I'm a shill for them. This cart that Bowser Jr. is on is incredible. It's shaped like a steer, like a bull, and it's got the ring there in the middle, like the septum piercing of a bull, you know, so the bull ring and stuff. That's just, it's fantastic. Notice who's peeking out right here. We might have seen a little questionable, I guess, appearance of Lakitu. So do people call it Lakitu? Do people call it Lakitu, 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 Lakitu? Oh my gosh, it's just insane. I feel like I've never heard this thing pronounced by an official Nintendo source. Maybe I'm wrong. So, look at that though. It looks like this is going to be possibly a grind obstacle. It's just that you do notice that occasionally there's that kind of black, oh gosh, rebarb. I don't know what that is. There's just going to be some like black stakes, you know. It looks like rocks or just something that's holding in this entire rope. So like if you grind that, is that an obstacle to you? And you have to wonder because Peach looked kind of like she was grinding on it, but here, let's go back. So watch Peach really closely here this time. And so she does land sideways, I think, to the rope right there. So no one may actually be grinding on that unless Lakitu is. I could have gotten Peach wrong, maybe. No, Lakitu seems like he's in the same kind of lane with Pauline and Bowser Jr. And this is what I'm talking about, man. This thing's going to be crowded, having 24 drivers. Yeah, there, you can really see where everyone landed right here. Lakitu also in that cloud. Are you kidding me, man? And notice that when you land, look at the tires. This goes for everybody. It's not just the fat characters. You know, Wario, look at over there. I'm sorry, Wario. Listen, I feel you. But, yeah, that tire right there is kind of looking flatter. It's mainly shown on Bowser Jr. right here. You're going to notice this on pretty much any of the characters, at least in the car-like vehicles. I don't know if it's on the bikes. We should keep a close eye on that. But when they land, the tires actually get kind of like flatter right? And then they sort of bounce back up to normal size. Look at that. Now they're normal. Isn't that funny? So it's kind of like a boing, like a bounce, that they do. That's the best I can explain it, you guys. Sorry. But yeah, they got a lot of turbulence or drift off of the players that were with them. So look at this. So I feel that when you look at Peach and Lakitu right there, especially, they got the turbulence quickly. And so this course, I actually don't know where to place this. This could be something entirely different. It could be part of the shipyard, but I don't know. It's looking very Transylvania-ish. It would have to be very far off. It's just this is the only thing that's kind of like shipyardy of it, the Wario shipyard, which was in the Star Cup. But obviously, we're on film strips, you guys. This is like the movies. Look at that. And it's Peach. I'm feeling that this is very Casablanca. Anybody? I'm too old. Lisa in my live stream right now? I know, do I got my fellow oldies up here in the chat? And so look at that, once again, the boost pad. Maybe we'll talk about it here. So this is something I observed. Every single time that they turn into the plane, you can see that there's wings ahead of them. This is what the boost's pad is going to look like. So that boost right there kind of has that, what would you call it? It's like very glittery stained glass almost. Like, look at that. It really has that distinctive look when it's going to be a plane as opposed to just a normal sort of boost on the ground, Exactly, right? And so we're about to reveal some stuff, but just wanted to show you guys. I mean, look at all that's in the background right there. Like, you see the actual reel that the film is on, the spool. In the old days, reel to reel. Anybody with me? Or am I just speaking okay boomer here, even though I'm a millennial, you guys? I'm kind of that how do you do fellow kids meme. That's what I always say I am. But hey, look at that reel to reel of the boos are all hanging out with it and stuff. So this very much does seem kind of like some haunted, or I don't know. We'll have to see what course that is. I feel like there's information to come about that one. And so you see a lot of the sponsorships back here again, man. This economy, times are tough. You got to get your name out there, and all of these are vying for space, man. That is just a lot of stickers right there. Probably a lot of them we've seen just on the carts in general, like, Red Shell, right? Like we were looking at Red Shell tires earlier, So you think about fuzzy. I think that's what that blue is, like fuzzies, batteries, and all that. So again, those are probably not super secretive, I would say. Okay, so let's check this out. Look at Mario's cart right here, by the way. Could have just been like this could be a detail that I haven't noticed in the past, although I really do feel like even on a pipe frame or some kind of standard cart, these carts that just are sort of generic like that, I just didn't imagine them always having their tires so far out like this all the time, did they? Of course, when you go to anti-gravity, they're completely turned horizontal or whatever. So we're not talking about that. Now look at what Mario does. This is pretty neat. So I'm thinking, you see Mario basically go from, let's call it quote-unquote flat ground to the grind. And so that's what makes me wonder, can you just sort of jump to the grind with a button, or can you actually literally just go over to the grind rail, quote-unquote, but it's also rope in this case? Grind on rope, are you kidding me? And so, yeah, this is where it gets nuts, man, because everybody's like, what's the gimmick in this game, Well, this is one of the most, clear examples other than planes and boats and stuff like that. We've already seen that. But then there's, different costumes. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of gimmicks because there's, the open world thing. This is the Mario Kart game of tricks and gimmicks. But, yeah, look at that. That's just very trippy, right? Physics be damned as we grind on through here. And so the grind action, there's a boost associated with jumping. You can see flames coming out of Mario's engine right now, for instance. So right up there in the back, you see the flames. You also see the grind, of course, sparks. They're in blue. I didn't see anywhere else. When you think about drifting, so we could even see it with King Boo kind of alongside the racers right here. Watch King Boo during this scene. You guys are familiar with drifting, of course. It starts out a certain color, and then it changes, right? So it's isn't it orangish to bluish to purplish? And purple's where you get that biggest boost. And so this is what I wonder with the grind. Can you grind longer, maybe get a different boost out of the grind? Sorry, I keep thinking I have to burp, so my voice keeps kind of going in and out of consciousness. But okay, Shy Guy. Shy Guy, an amazing character. I used to play as Shy Guy in just a lot of things, Mario Karts and stuff. But the thing about Shy Guy right here is not only are we focused on him, but this might be the Shy Guy level. Like we mentioned kind of briefly before, I'll touch on it now. In the Flower Cup would be Shy Guy Bazaar. And so, like I said, kind of this Aladdin, sort of this Middle Eastern, there's like a certain appearance to it, right? This is not only a little magic carpet, but it's even got these little snakes for like the handles on either side. This seems like it's going to be a pretty neat level. You know, I'm going to be excited to see that one. Just to zoom in on that here a little bit. So yeah, you got your little Shy Guy logo, of course, right? Not a whole lot of advertising space on this one, is there? But yeah, Shy Guy, I can't believe that, doing a straight up grind on rope. But clearly there's multiple paths. You can go up, you can go on the rope, you can probably just jump from carpet to carpet. I guess you wouldn't call it that, but awning, you know. So anyway, you can also, of course, just be down below as a usual normal drive, huh? But yeah, this, again, we're cutting to a new something or other here, and this leads me to believe, only when I just kind of look around at the outside of this, I guess we'll call it like scaffolding or these pinkish looking walls, is that in here you're seeing that same sort of Donkey Kong pattern. So I was wondering if this was the DK Spaceport, which would be the Mushroom Cup. A little bit technological here, right? Technology. And this is cool. This is insane, dude. Like, not only did it grinding rails, but then look at what Mario's gonna do. Wall jumps. I mean, this just gets nuts. Like, what are we doing? And there's a cow? Like, what is going on here? And so the only thing about this being DK Spaceport is just that this looks a little bit more daytimey. And so again, I'm not discounting that. It's just the DK Spaceport picture that we see in the Mushroom Cups icons and stuff. It is at night. Like I said, there was like a Crown City during the day and then a Crown City picture at night. But they talk later about day and night cycles and weather and stuff. So like, I don't really know where to place this just yet. But yeah, those are things to think about, right? So yeah, here's where it gets even more interesting. Not only do we have the cow from Moo Moo Meadows, that is the exact cows. Look at that. You can be the cow, but it's riding a radio. Someone turned the radio on and it's a hand-cranked radio. Is that not kind of incredible? I've seen radios that do look similar to this, I will tell you. Being as ancient as I am, you guys, coughing up that grave dust, I've seen them. Look at, of course, baby Daisy down there. She does not appear to be in the grass. Actually, I think she's still flying, so that's just her overhead. As we see, some other characters are going to be actually in the background. That's what we'll talk about next here. This is sort of interesting, too. We saw maybe a brief glimpse of these, but this is very clear now. Clear as day, right? Is that we have these star rings. And so this is kind of, it's giving Mario Galaxy a little bit, but they're on the propeller right there to keep them afloat. And I believe that your planes, if you're in the plane, you'll be able to go through those and potentially just get a boost, or maybe it could be or you get coins out of that. I would imagine it's a little bit of a boost, just a small speed boost perhaps. And so let's try to, let's try to pay attention to what happens when somebody goes through those. We don't really get a great view of that. And so, boom. I don't know. We didn't really see a particular boost or anything happening exactly. It cuts away so quickly, though. Yeah, it's tough to tell. But then you see, of course, Toadette is back here. Toadette confirmed clearly, but we confirmed Toadette back then when we did the first analysis, so I'm not saying that that's new exactly. But, yeah, it's really... I like this course because this could be like an updated Moo Moo Meadows, just because you see the cows back there, and they do cut to a scene later on in the trailer that says Moo Moo Meadows. Like, they actually have a Moo Moo Meadows banner and whatnot. So I'm not positive because, like, look at those windmills and stuff like that. But that would mean actually that the cows are in this level, and whatever the Moo Moo Meadows is, if it's really Moo Moo Meadows or not, that's not confirmed on any of the cups that we saw. As in Star Cup, the Flower Cup, Mushroom Cup. What was the last one? The Shell Cup? So, again, who knows? But let's see it. What do we got here? And so Toad, this is a good look at Toad right here, because not only do we get to see all the sponsorships and stuff like that, but we see Toad use this item. It's the giant mushroom, you guys. Look at that. Just, you go cow into Toad. Boom, he uses it right away. There you go. You actually did get to see a little frames, I guess, of Toad actually holding that giant shroom. Boom. So then, of course, you can smash anybody just like you would imagine, right? They didn't change that up too much. Thank God, right? So Waluigi gets one, and then DK gets one. Oof, it hurts. And so we'll just say there's also the Bully Steel company right here. You got the fuzzy batteries. You got Pipeline, of course. MKW right here. Mario Kart World. And, of course, all this stuff. 1UP. And this is also a good look at Toad's tires. So I'm not positive, but I think that there's going to be at least a little bit. Mario Kart 8, I thought, had a touch of this. It's just, I feel like they could always do a little bit better at this, but like the tires may sort of pick up whatever the terrain is that they're on and showcase that a little bit. So like Toad, for example, right here, driving on a dirt path, gonna pick up some dirt. They're gonna get a little bit brown, right? Then let's imagine Toad went into water or just went on the road like this, right? They're gonna be a little bit more blackish gray, whatever the original color they were, you know. So notice right here, Hammer Bros. So you guys, we're going to be the Hammer Bros as well. This roster is getting nuts. There's going to be a lot of characters, but also Hammer Bros throwing the hammers. So it begs the question, is this going to mean that there's items that are specific to each character? So Hammer Bros only gets the hammers? Or is this going to be an item that everyone can get, and they just happen to be showing it with Hammer Bros? I tend to think the former, but the latter could still be a possibility, right? They could have like a hammer, and when you throw it, boom, 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 it does a bunch of hammers, and anybody can use it, right? You know, so don't try to, I guess, pigeonhole that just quite yet. But yeah, look at that, man. It looks devastating. So what else should we look at? So you can also see, of course, on this course, there is the grind rail potentially up top here on the power lines, and you see question mark boxes. They don't look like the item blocks, so that could just be a way to get more coins and stuff if you kind of run into that. And speaking of coins, look at this. You got Toadette here carrying your question mark block, and that's very typical of the golden block right there to just drop massive amounts of coins. I presume Toadette is getting some of those, but it's also going to drop for people behind Toadette. So if you have this item, you potentially will be giving coins to other people that are back behind you. And you can see the difference in boosts, right? So we were talking about the boosts earlier, and that one, it does look a little bit like pink too, but it doesn't look as like stained glass. There's like a very specific look to it when they turn into planes, right? And so that's why I just, I'm always kind of trying to look out for things like that. So you guys definitely keep your eyes on it when you see it. But yeah, this course could very well be Peach Stadium. It could still be like, it could be another part of the Peach Resort. It's just that when you see up here with all the lights and the, you know, clicking of cameras and whatnot, or flashing of cameras, I should call it, that's what leads me to believe a little bit more stadium-like, right? You know. So look at the bullet bill. Look at that detail on the bullet bill. That's I think it's a really nice touch. You know, if you are going to be on Switch 2, you're going to have some increased graphical prowess. You should do stuff like this. So, you know, good on them. Some people may say, hey, it's the bare minimum, but I enjoy noticing this. I think that we should, right? So coming up ahead, that's very important. Look at that, Yoshi's. And so you're going to see that thing right there. A lot of people talked about it because they observed it in the first trailer breakdown that I did, but essentially the first trailer when they first revealed the Nintendo Switch 2. Remember that? Very brief look at Mario Kart, of course, but they did have kind of in the distance this thing that it kind of changes colors too, and look at that. We can see it a lot closer here. It does seem to be, when you zoom in like that, sort of this to-go bag, like your doggy bag, you know, of your food, right? And so this is a food truck that has a little ramp on it, and so you should be able to ramp up and get that doggy bag. And so we don't have the official name of it, but you know that they're going to reveal something about it probably somewhat soon. It's either going to be when Nintendo Treehouse maybe streams this. That's why I wanted to get this video out in live stream form, you guys, so we could just have this ready, because editing all this as a produced video, man, this would be nuts. But anyway, aside from that, I just wanted to say they probably will reveal that when you get that doggy bag, I think it's coming up here soon, is that it'll give you the hamburger item to eat and you change your outfit, and I'm not quite positive what happens with that, but it'd be remiss if we didn't talk about what's going on here. Look at this. So, what's Birdo doing? Well, Birdo going straight up into this kind of semi-truck. It's like this convoy, right? You know, the semi-truck carrying multiple trucks right here. Boom! So like that, they got the trailer hitch on it. And so then it seems that once you get inside there, you sort of commandeer this thing, or it just goes on its own. But yeah, here's a sort of look at the burgers and whatnot. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so that's crazy. I don't know if you'll be controlling that big, huge semi-truck. If you do, watch out if you're that shy guy, right? Down in this little car down here. Look at that shy guy. You can actually see who's driving now, you guys. I'm telling you, man, it's good to see who's driving those. We'll get back to that in a second. Also, look at this. You got your Royal Motors right here. Everything's very Toad looking. So you got your, like, Toad houses. You got the gates right here. I guess those aren't very Toad-like, but there's a street lamp with Toad. There, the mushroom. So that little street light. Of course, you got your Toads hanging out right here. Kind of cherry picker style almost. But this could be the Peach Resort. I think we see it a little bit later on, though, so I'm actually not going to define it just yet. It could be Peach Resort or as the Peach Stadium, but I think we see that this coming up. So, yeah, we'll get back to that. Look at them eyes. This is what I do, Mario. I'm right there with you, man. That's the triple with the big flakes, son. I mean, what's this got? This got bacon. This got 3 cheeses. Oh, lettuce, of course. Maybe on some kind of brioche bun. Ay, give me some food, man. I'm hungry. You got tomato. For me, no tomato, please. Who knows what else is on here, man? But top it all off, of course, with a little Mario Kart flag, the checkered flag. This dude gonna Guy Fieri it because he's gonna eat it in one bite. Are you kidding me? What, Mario? Also, look at the detail on the gloves right here. So you're actually gonna see the little, this kind of looks like AI fingers, but this right here, you see that they got that little line. Maybe I can zoom in for you guys. Right up in here. So yeah, just to me, it's astounding. It's nice. I love the visuals of this game. But yeah, you can see a little bit more in the gloves too. And ooh, look at that. Man, that's a weird burger. But look what happened. Now we got Mario, and he's appearing like James Dean. Here, let's kind of zoom back out for you guys. So James Dean, Mario, it's going to be your biker gang. So what we're going to see here coming up pretty soon is a motorcyclist's outfit, essentially, scheme. And that's going to be applied to the other characters as well. So we'll see, like Peach, for example. Here's Luigi, though, with a different one. Going to be pulling out some southern look right here. Thank you, Luigi's. Out here, maybe in the Moo Moo Meadows, you guys. Look at this level. Of course, got very dirt roads, got some country roads, and you got some barns back there. Maybe even the church and the steeplechase and the silos. So, yeah, Luigi, man. I like it. Straw Hat Gang Luigi. And look at this. You see Koopa coming head on, Koopa Troopa, that is. And then Bowser. Not only does Bowser turn biker gear, but Bowser becomes like a bike himself. We're going to see much more of that as it keeps going. I know I keep saying this about things, but they show it again and again, right? So Bowser gets these 2 exhausts on the back of his shell. Isn't that nuts? Bowser's also going to get odometers. We can't see them right here, but you're going to see that in a little bit. Speedometers and whatnot. So you're going to see that a little bit later. That's nuts, right? Bowser becomes the bike. Yeah, it's nuts. But I love that you can see Koopa Troopa driving at you. I want to see who's driving, so I got my double D batteries that I could just take, take a D battery and throw that at him. But, yeah. That's if somebody cuts me off, all right? I'm not just saying willy-nilly I throw batteries at people. I'm just saying, yo, you cut me off, son. And so here's Peach. She gets jorts. She gets her bicyclist. I keep saying bicyclist. She gets her motorcyclist bike, cyclist bike garb. You know, she's got knee pads. She's got these big boots. She's got that amazing jacket. Peach is a queen, you guys. I love Peach. And so she's got that little I think she was like blowing a kiss to people. I think we see that from the front, quote unquote. I guess it would be the back in a little bit. Right now, we're looking at it from the front. But yeah, check out that bike, man. Got the one-up fuels once again. But yeah, we're gonna see the Shy Guy Ceramics actually is in the background. So that's another one of these companies. It is nuts. How many companies, how many characters, just how big is this game? Look at this. I think this is supplying like power or lights or something. So right there, there's like a few of those kind of out lamppost looking things on the tripod right there. So could be a tripod, could be with cameras and stuff. I don't know. Could be a light. But yeah, so this very much looks kind of this tree jungle biome that they have as well. There's like a certain part we're going to see pretty somewhat soon, at least, zoomed out. And you're going to kind of get a look at the different biomes, quote unquote. I keep calling them that, I think, because I got the Minecraft stuff from McDonald's today, you guys, with my son, man. The Minecraft movie. But yeah, look at this. This is going to get pretty awesome. So we know that Peach has her dress, right? So that's one. We've seen her in this bike right here, this get up, call it biker gang. That's 2. We got 3, this kind of pit crew NASCAR driving. And then we got 4, doesn't this come from Mario Kart Tour? Maybe some more of these do as well, and I just don't know. That was a very big game as well for like unlockables and whatnot. 5 right here is this pilot's get up. So you got this garb that makes you, it's giving Amelia Earhart or something, kind of Casablanca. She's got the goggles and stuff too. Vacation Peach, isn't that what that's called over there on the far side over here? So that's 6 different outfit changes that we've seen so far if you include her original. The dress, right? And so, the thing that I wonder is, you know, is this how we get the skins in this game? Because it did seem to happen when the burger was consumed. But does that mean that we don't have skins just like in the races? Like, what if we're online and I want to be Peach with the, I don't know, biker gang outfit? You know, can I do that? Is that something selectable? And so that's kind of still to be seen, right? So clearly just absorb all of this, though. You could see kind of a lot going on in the backgrounds of even just these little slivers. I think mainly the thing is just like we got these little piantas. Isn't that what those guys are called? It's like piñata, but sort of not backwards, but you switch some of the letters. Yeah, piantas. Mario Sunshine. I'm pretty sure I saw, we're going to confirm it later, that they actually are playable. So you can actually be a pianta, not a piñata, a pianta. And you even see Royal Motors peeking out back there. So that must be another part, potentially, of one of the Peach levels, Peach Stadium, Peach Resort, something like that, eh? So yeah, it's just beautiful. It is. Look at this. So here you go again. Look at the boost pad. Notice it had that look, didn't it? Boom. And right there. So this is like one of the best looks of it. So look at that. Do you see how like beautiful that lighting is though of that boost pad? But this, I think this is the, let's see, does he get the plane? Oh, we didn't see it. I was wondering if that's the one where he gets the plane. We don't see enough of it. So I don't know. That would kind of destroy some of my theory a little bit in that the boost pads look different. But hey, we'll get a look at all of this because there's definitely some more to break down here. So in this scene, Mario's doing the splits, right? But they have Snowman. So I think in Mario Kart Tour, they call it Snow Person or Snow People, right? And so someone's going to accuse this of like being woke or whatever. But like Snow Person, I guess, is going to be a racer. Are you kidding me right now? We got so many characters already. You got Baby Mario, of course, below down here. But look at that. You got the Snowman. This is nuts. It's like Frappe Snowland and stuff back in Mario Kart 64, you guys. I'm baffled. But yeah, you see the word stadium. It's got Peach right here. Peach Stadium, eh? Peach Stadium. And so then we cut to this once again. And look at Waluigi, man. He's got his sort of now NASCAR pit crew vibes, I guess. I don't know. Your Formula One NASCAR. But oh, yeah. Beautiful pose. Get it, Waluigi. Get it, son. So yeah. This is intense though, man. That's very picturesque here. I can zoom out a little bit more for you guys. Very picturesque Waluigi. Wonderful. And so This is also picturesque if you want to speak of that. So this bridge, I believe that there is some importance. I think this bridge is going to get us to definitely one of the other worlds. So it's kind of from world to world, if you want to call it that, in Mario Kart World. Basically area to area, biomes. Now notice, these could be Bullet Bill, or they could be isn't there like the Bonsai Bill or whatever it's called? But like, I don't believe that these are power-ups. First off, the flame looks a little bit different. It's got this smoke and whatnot. They're also traveling a little bit slow, and look at that. It's going to explode on impact, so we're catching it just at that moment. I'm glad I stopped it pretty much right on time, because even if it impacts with a vehicle that's a non-player or non-computer, like it's the actual NPCs, quote-unquote, driving, it's going to explode. And so you really do, I think you have to watch out a little bit if you're going to be around these, because not only do you not want to touch them, but if they explode on some kind of obstacle around you, there could be a little bit of shrapnel that hits you. But notice, of course, you got a bomb car. That's not particularly new to Mario Kart, I would say, just because, remember on Toad's Turnpike, remember on some levels like that, it's like you can hit the actual bomb car and explode. And so, yeah, this is, of course, you see the barrel. So fitting our wonderful, maybe DK themes a little bit, but, Mario Kart has had barrels before, for instance, that you'll just shoot out of and launch. So presumably when you're driving on this part of the bridge right here and you see that barrel, you actually want to go through that, I presume, in most cases, right? And you got this little seagull flying up ahead. It's very nice, very nice. Good touch. Oh, look at that. Dang, man. So this is very Mario Odyssey, giving me those kind of vibes. Remember the sandy level? I do not remember what it was called, but geez, you guys. So I'm wondering, is this a part of, like Shy Guy Bazaar? I was going to say Shy Guy Bazaar. Is this somewhere just out there that we haven't seen yet? It could be Desert Hills. Hoy. It looks nuts, though. You do have those ring with the planes and stuff. You have those ring star thingies. And so look at that. It's like something oil banana. I think it was, what was it, natural oil? Something oil. Can we see this? So yeah, it's one of the signs back there, though. Looks kind of like natural oil. But yeah, I'm old, you guys. Anyway, banana. This also says Leaf Cup. You guys see that in the back over here? And, of course, the Royal Motors once again. And so that would lead me to believe, Royal Motors can be elsewhere, not specific to a Peach level. For instance, there's lots of sponsors that are of a certain character but are somewhere else. It's Wario Stadium, but there's a Waluigi vintage clothing. That may not be the best example. But this could be the Peach Resorts, potentially, just not the watery areas and stuff like that. There's even like buses maybe that take you like Disney or something. Just because look at all these flowers and stuff like that. And of course, we don't get to see the actual Leaf Cup teased in the later part of the trailer. I know everybody's like, what does he keep talking about? I'll show you guys later when they show mushroom, flower, star, and shell cups. I'll show you guys that part. That's where we kind of got a teaser of the name of a lot of these courses, but some of them are not particularly named, or they're sort of roughly named like this. And so, yeah, Kameka up above us. What is that, an item? Or does he just come out of nowhere here on this level? And so, yeah, I'm thinking again, is this Peach Resorts, or is, this is where it gets a little bit iffy, because to me that seems Peach Resort-ish, because look at that castle in the distance. I think her stadium might also have the castle too, but it doesn't have the water, I'm pretty sure. And so we're going to look right here and see if there's kind of any clues that we got. You got the Dolphin Marine Sports. That's this sign that's over here. There's the Fire Flower again. You got this, it says Piston. What did we look at earlier that said Piston, you guys? And so, yeah, there's just all these, again, everybody's fighting for sponsorship space. You got MKTV, you got everybody, Royal Motors, once again. Man, it's rough out here. The companies are feeling it, aren't they? Those poor companies. Yeah, so One Up Fuel, you got Nabbit now, the courier service. Like, there's so much to this. But this looks kind of cool. This is like it's almost like a mall area of potentially the Peach Stadium, because you look at all this just down below, it's like if you go to, I've never been to Formula One. Anybody in the chat? NASCAR? Anybody been to those things? I don't know. Does it kind of look like that where there's like a road and then there's like obviously the parts where the stands could be maybe where people can go, but then like maybe in the middle of all of it, do they ever do like a big building like this? So yeah, Peach Stadium, we get the confirmation right there, and look at those fireworks, and boom. This is not actually the furthest out that we see the world, quote unquote, of Mario Kart World. Here the guy's gonna start talking in the trailer. So I know that the trailer sounds really quiet for you guys right here, and I did that intentionally because the dude's going to be talking and it would be competing having me talk and the dude talk. This is where I wanted it to get to, is look at that right there. You're going to see just how this is such a vast expanse that it's nuts. So like Peach Stadium is right in here, right? Pretty much smack dab in the middle. Now what I'm wondering is this Peach Resort somewhere over here and you have a star, like a superstar, as the water, you know, like as a big portion of the water at least, you know, maybe the water goes this way too. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse. I know that looks a little small, so maybe we could even take our trusty red arrow. I'm just kind of talking about in this region to here, you know. But yeah, this is Peach Stadium right in there. And you guys, it gets wild just to think about. All right, well, how deep is this going to go? I mean, this looks like it was the bridge, for example, right along this way, all along there. Remember we were talking about that bridge? Now, the thing is that it could just be a short section of bridge right here, because there's also that bridge section, I guess. But to me, I'm wondering if it's going to be this big, long bridge. Anyway, that could, again, get you from like one side of the world over here to this side over here. That would be just bonkers to me. There's a lot of sort of port type courses right here. This looks to me to have the Donkey Kong, so like spaceport, right? It's kind of interesting that they call it spaceport. So like spaceport, right? That makes sense. Airport, spaceport, you know, that type of thing, like a very kind of pun almost, you know, if it was actually a ship port as well, like a port of entry for your ships. So by water, by spacecraft, but the only reason I said that is just because this looks like that zigzaggy portion of Donkey Kong's spaceport level that we saw. Aside from that, I mean, there's probably so many that you can point out, but like we were looking at probably some area in here. I was talking a little bit about Peach's outfit and talking about those lights and stuff. So yeah, there's like a kind of jungly tree biome right here, and then you got Bowser's area. I presume that, of course, you may have some of the Bowser courses like that actually are named Bowser something, you know. Airship Fortress could be there where Bowser's airship is. I think that's it, just docked. So the airship actually in the water right now. I don't know, man. I could be wrong. It could be, you know, over here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, these very icy biome, you know, when you look at that, oh, it gets nuts. And so I'm thinking, you know, if I had to put my thinking cap on, I try to think, but nothing happens. But I was wondering if this was the Mario Bros. Circuit area. It's just because I'm kind of seeing this like big, what would you call it? Just the scenery of it looks like it's like big right there, kind of where my arrow is pointing right there. And the course looks very sort of brownish red. And so I could be wrong, you know, this is what I'm sort of observing right now. I was thinking there was something else that I wanted to point out, but no, I mean, really, you could just look at this for like forever and probably find new things. So all will be revealed, I'm sure, soon enough, eh? But that does go to show you just, you know, how big these courses might be for one, but like how many are they going to fit in this entire thing? Now, to me, if this was the entire game's amount of courses, that actually doesn't seem like too many. This more seems like the world itself, like the base game. You know, this might be the rallies. Like we're going to see those in a little bit, the knockout tour rallies or something like that. But it's like 1 course, maybe 2 course, 3 course, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7's right there, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is all very rough. Maybe somewhere in here is 13 and 14. I'm not sure. Perhaps 15. These are all very rough again. 16, 17, like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-ish. I don't know if these will be ones. maybe 26 with the bridge, but 27, 28, 29, 30-ish, 31, 32, maybe 33 in there, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. There's going to be like probably an even number, I would imagine, just if they wanted to have 4 courses for Grand Prix, right? It would be divisible by 4. It would probably be an even number somewhere in here. But again, I don't know if that's all the courses, and there may be stuff down here that we haven't seen. There could be courses that are just outside of the Grand Prix, outside of the Knockout Tour, that sort of thing. So I probably talked about that way too long, though. But yeah, look at some of this footage, man. This is nuts. So yeah, Mario Kart World, it looks beautiful, right? So let's let this play again through right here. So there's that kind of cloud tops again, and then there's the wall jumping. And of course, there's your confirmation of your Charge and Chuck. So you can play as Charge and Chuck. You saw a boomerang pulled out right there from Lakitu, or was that Bowser Jr.? There's going to be confirmation of the Super Horn, by the way. But yeah, Peach in her, I guess, pilot outfit right here. Look at that, the bullet bill. So yeah, there's Charge and Chuck right up in this piece. And look who's behind him. Look at this. You guys, are you like, oh, that's Dry Bones? No, it's not. Look what we're about to do. Look at that. I think that's Fish Bones, you guys. I think that's Fish Bones down here. This is how obscure we're getting. This is crazy. Looks like Dry Bones, but I think it's Fish Bones. I really do. But yeah, that's how deep in the well we're digging, I guess, is just that there are enemies that you can play as. There are obstacles that you can play as, meaning cows, right? You play as the cows, it's going to get nuts, dude. Like, that's the only way you can have 24 drivers and have lots of different options is if you really do increase the amount. And so here you're going to see kind of a few of those signs that we saw before, right? That like, yeah, we'll kind of maybe move past those because I think we've observed all of them, at least premium scrap, for example, garlic power and whatnot. We talked about those. But notice way back up here, I was thinking, what in the world does this say? And it looks like GRROL or GRRROL metal. So like Grohl metal. And so I could be way wrong. Am I just getting this completely wrong? So here, I'll zoom for you guys to look at that. Oops, they don't really give us a good shot right here. So yeah, that could be, though, one of the more obscure like enemies or characters that's in the Mario lore that I just never knew the name of, right? And I think that happens to certain people who are not like deeply studied, let's say, like an encyclopedia of Mario universe characters. I'm just impressed that I can get by with what I can. Listen, you guys, I am tired. I'm a dad. I have 3 YouTube channels. I have a job outside of all that. Like, there's just too much that my mind has to think about on any given second of the day. And so, yeah, there could be like a Grohl, as a Mario character. You guys may know that. Let's see. All right. Yeah, look at that. There's the little antenna right here of the spiky, right there as he's landing. See that fishing rod, I guess is what that was. Okay. I was like, is that the antenna? Very nice. So yeah, some of this, like I said at the very kind of top of this now long live stream, I thank you if you've been watching it live, and if you've been watching this as a quote-unquote produced video or a video upload, thank you for that. I know I'm going to try to sort of wrap this up, but we're only halfway through the trailer. Isn't that nuts? We're only halfway through right now, and this is how much I've just like seen, uncovered. It is absolutely bonkers to me. So this right here at the end, ooh, did you see that? There's a second there. I don't know, can I go? No, I can't. I was wondering if I can go just like one actual literal frame. We're gonna have to get very good at stopping this right on time, but there's essentially I think a beep. Yeah, there it is. Look. So when you use that super horn, look at that. I stopped it right on time, you guys. I was very worried I wasn't going to. So you see, I think that's baby Luigi up ahead using the super horn, and it's going to say beep like that. So just wanted that little detail to be out there. But okay. Check this out. Can you believe this? Look at the characters. Again, look what's back there. Cataquack. You guys, like, what are we doing? There's Cataquack as a character. Can you imagine this? We got Cataquack. Wasn't that first a Mario Sunshine? I can't recall. It could be first game was Mario Sunshine, but they've had them. They've had them around. But let's see. In the back there, I believe that's Charge and Chuck with a gold mushroom. Yeah. All right, they're going to zoom back in on this stuff and zoom out on this stuff. All right. So, this is where I'll actually turn up the guy's audio real quick. Check this out. Listen to this.
Held throughout various regions that span the globe.
So saying the races are held throughout various regions that span the globe, we kind of knew that, right? But then the guy's going to even say later on that they're on different, I thought he said the weather part right here, and the daytime stuff and whatnot. So again, this could be Faraway Oasis with the zebra and whatnot. This could be the Moo Moo Meadows, so let's go back right in here. So notice some of this stuff. Yeah, to me, it's like right there. Okay, so you can see on the windmill, not only does the sides of these little, oh my gosh, propeller ends of the windmill, they say Moo Moo Meadows, but even on this part of that windmill's kind of basic structure. So yeah, to me, if that wasn't Moo Moo Meadows, it's like they're giving a little nod to it, and it says lightning right there. And so, what do you know? The Lightning Cup was not one that we got to see any of the teaser, I guess, of which courses are on it. So that, again, it kind of all sort of fits in my mind that this very well could be like a new Moo Moo Meadows. It looks sort of like the old one, right? Like this looks like the patterns that you actually drove kind of close to the end, right? Remember, you went and there was Monty Mole, and then you could actually like boost and go through the grass and whatnot. And so then there's the end. So this does look like Moo Moo Meadows is essentially returning, just you can see all these other courses in the background, and this would mean Moo Moo Meadows is potentially around like Peach Stadium or Peach Resorts. Actually, that might be more Peach Resort right there. Jeez. And so, like I say, it's just, this is absolutely, it's amazing, but it's nuts. But if it was around the Peach area, then that would mean Moo Moo Meadows is possibly in this space or this space, right? It would be looking kind of to the side of one of those. And so that is more promising to me simply because that would mean, hey, they fit a course somewhere in here that's kind of small. When we zoom out, it might be this right here. I don't know in particular, but it's like when we counted earlier, what was that? I hit about 38 that I could count just like very roughly, so... We'll see about courses, and maybe they'll release like a DLC and whatnot, so there's potentially things to come, but everything you need, cart supplies was on a sign that we passed. There's like fried chicken, of course, drinks. That's what this blue and white right there. Dude, fried chicken and drinks, that is all you need, man, so I'm down with that. I am down with that. And so, of course, like I said, we kind of cut away. This very much seems like Faraway Oasis. That's where we've seen giraffes, we've seen zebras, and yeah, I'm going to love that course because I love anything kind of safari. I love anything with animals. And so, here you go. This again, possibly the shipyard, but I think it's more likely to be the airship fortress level. The airship itself may or may not be that one. So like they say fortress, right? So like that could be the airship, and then the fortress is like what you've just come out of over there, the like castle building kind of to the left, right? But we'll see, then there's this boost pad again that looks very sort of particular for the airplanes. And notice, of course, cannons going off. You can probably get hit by that. It's going to be nuts. And yeah, look at this. Luigi. Let's try to look at now Luigi's detail. You can see in his hair. You can see in his mustache. He's got all those details and things. Little Koopa Troopa driving right next to him. It looks like his head is just gigantic. Can somebody pull up the Minecraft movie, right, with Jennifer Coolidge? Oh my God, your head is huge. And the villager. So let's see. Tenants wanted. And then you got Yoshi's Hamburgers. Yoshi's Hamburgers, you guys. The Yoshi food, I feel like it's so weird how it seems so kind of, what's the word, small? Like Yoshi's Hamburgers does not seem to be emphasized particularly, yet I think it's going to be one of the most interesting mechanics, right? Because it's going to change your clothes, potentially change your abilities. I don't know, make you boost. Who knows what it's going to do, man? So then look at this. Like, I was wondering if that city right there was still part of Crown City. And again, they name it Crown City. Is that like a Peach has a whole city named after her? Is it somebody else with a crown? You know, like, you do have to think, who else has the crown? Daisy. Doesn't Rosalina? So, a little bit of a head scratcher right now, TM. But also, what you're going to notice right here, do you see this on the right? There's a P-switch. So I do believe that these have had different names before. But the P-switch is essentially that blue button right there. A lot of the times you would kind of hit that at right and you get those blue coins. It would essentially make something happen for the levels of various Mario games. It's not been to any one Mario game in particular. But yeah, there's going to be P-switches. And I think we see another look at one later on. So I think, yeah, there it was. Okay. So look at this. So the question is, is that just decoration? Or to appear in a place like this, as well as on that roof, is it actually going to be a route you can take and then hit that P-switch? So is that actually an interactable thing? Interactive environment piece. Home of the Rainbow Fragment, you guys. So this is home of the Rainbow Fragment, I would presume is like Rainbow Road. You get a piece of Rainbow Road. Or am I just lying? I mean, it's got the superstar right there. So maybe I'm not well-versed because I didn't play Mario Galaxy. Is that what my problem is, you guys? And notice there is a billboard back here, but we're looking at the back, unfortunately. So it has its lights all up on it. So I can't confirm exactly what level this is, but I have a feeling that that billboard sign might either say what place this is for the course or what that building is that's kind of to our side. Oh, look at the dapper. It's very mindful, very demure. Am I saying that backwards? But King Boo with a mustache, you guys, and a top hat. He's still got the crown too. King Boo knows how to do it. This is pimp King Boo, man. He's got a pimp vehicle. He's got a pimp mobile. He's got the pimp clothing. I'm a pimp, man. If you're King Boo, you're gonna be pimping. So you got the course ahead. You got Are You Ready? Course ahead, and I'm sure this must have said have a nice drive. I doubt it would just say nice drive, but we can't see that beyond there. Koopa Troopa driving that car, and then Rosalina bus tours. You see the touring toads all the time, man. At least in some of these cityscapes, you see them a lot. Once again, we see this same course because now we'll turn up the guy's audio again. I think this is where he says it. So let's listen up.
The atmosphere will change.
Yep. Okay, let's go back.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
So the thing is that I have a question about, I guess, with that, is that, once again, like if we race in the Mushroom Cup Crown City, it looks like daytime in the picture. Does that mean, of course, then that the Crown City that's on Shell Cup, it looks like it's dark there? So what gives? Do we, is it according to your Switch's internal clock? And then that would mean that it wouldn't translate to online, because what if you're playing with somebody completely on the other side of the world from you? Japan and me, for example, the time zone's going to be way different. Someone in Australia, whatever it may be, right? If you're on coast to coast. But remember, we saw the dash and the little mushroom icon. So yeah, there it is. Golden dash mushroom. I'm pretty sure that that's what that was, because we saw it just had a mushroom on it and it said dash. It wasn't gold, though. I think it was just the outline of one. So yeah, you're going to see in the distance, there's MKTV as the tower once again. So we saw that with Rosalina when we were looking at that scene earlier when she was flying like a plane or whatever. So I'm thinking that this is the under part and Rosalina was flying up above us somewhere around here. It's somewhere close. You guys? So there we go once again, Mario Kart TV or MKTV on our right side. And yeah, you got to look at the characters. What we're going to see is later we're going to get some confirmation. First off, here's Monty Mole. I hate Monty, you guys. I'm sorry. If you're a Monty stan, I am so sorry, man. Please, I know a place where you can get some counseling. I can help you, okay? Monty Mole is trash. I hate Monty. But then look at this little winged fella. You're going to see actually this thing in the very end of the trailer. It is nuts, man. And then look at the crab. I think this little thing is Para Bitty Bug. Isn't it the Bitty Bugs, you guys? And so I think that's the Para one because it's got the wings. So Para Biddy Bub. And then there's Spike. Dude, you got Spike up in this piece. And look at Waluigi with his like absence of a soul, but looking like a spider. I love that. And then there's a penguin. You guys, you can raise as the penguins. And then there's a bee. I cannot believe just the well we are digging into to get some of these characters. Again, they're like enemies. Are these playable? Or are they literally just filling up the roster slots? You know, like let's say you're playing against computer. Is that them? Or can I actually be the stupid crab? Can I be a Parabitty bug? Like, this seems a little strange. It does, I'm not gonna lie. But it could be. It could be that we could play as them. So look at Baby Daisy over there to our side. One of her outfits right now, she's got that little bow, the hair. Let's see. I love how Waluigi's... Look at him. He's just looking... That's the spider pose. I love that. And yeah, Pauline coming up on us with the biker gear. That's kind of more Formula 1 biker gear looking. Pit crew looking. But yeah, it's like, how are these guys going to have their outfits, right? Is this little bee going to be wearing like biker gear and stuff? What is going on? That's what I wonder. You know what I'm saying? So here... I called to this very early on, right? When we were first analyzing the trailer, sitting down about over an hour ago. I cannot believe this has taken us an hour and 29 minutes. I'm so sorry, people. You have to listen to my crap voice and all of this stuff. But I'm telling you, man, when we looked at it before, everyone was stopped, right? They were stopped. This time, look, you're moving. 3, 2, 1. So you're actually moving right here. And so, I think it's because of the various modes, right? So probably the first one we were looking at might have been like Grand Prix and what we just did right there. I don't know, maybe that's going to be the rallies that we're going to see. And here's finally where I can show you. Look, Mushroom Cup. So this is where I was getting all that information when I was like, okay, DK Spaceport, that's part of the Mushroom Cup. And look at the pictures. All this time I've been alluding to the Crown City during the daytime. That's what that picture looks like in the Mushroom Cup, and we're going to see later on that it's going to have dark, like it's going to be nighttime. And so we actually see Whistle Stop Summit. There's going to be parts of that. I think they come a little bit later on, though. And just in case it was, if there was any doubt, the Donkey Kong... or the robot is very Donkey Kong looking, right? That's in the DK Spaceport. I mentioned that mech or that robot before, that was stomping around. So anyway, yeah, Desert Hills, we were talking about this earlier, right? And Shy Guy Bazaar. See, doesn't this give us a little bit of context, at least, with some of those levels that we were just, like I was saying, yeah, I think this is Airship Fortress. That's going to be in the Flower Cup. Remember when I was saying that all throughout this whole analysis, you guys? And so look at that. The main one that I didn't really see too much that I can say would be this Sky High Sunday. Now, we could also put Starview Peak in there, but I have to feel like some of those ice levels had Starview Peak, maybe. Maybe they involved Starview Peak. I'm not sure, man. So, anyway, that's part of the Star Cup. And then look at this, you guys. Koopa Troopa Beach. So definitely anything that I was thinking of, like Peach Resort and whatnot, that could also be a Koopa Troopa Beach, man. And we got Crown City. So what did I say? Now you got, it says Superstar right there. Jump up Superstar because, yeah, Crown City, that's nighttime. Is it just a different section of it? Is it the night? Is it the day? I don't know. But they don't go into the banana, leaf, or lightning cups right here. And so, like I was pointing out, though, we saw some of the courses did say what they were. Some of them said leaf cup on them and all that stuff. Look at Wario right now. He's got his Aladdin gear on, man. This is a shot for the ages, eh? But look at who else is there. A 3-tiered Pokey. You guys, what is this? I'm telling you, the characters in this game is Pokey gonna be a selectable driver? This is becoming even more bonkers by the second. And this cart right here is called, I think, the Bitty Bug. And that's why I was saying when there was the character, I think it was the Para Bitty Bug that has the Bitty Bug, isn't it? That has the wings. And so you can see 50cc class round. I think, 150cc class round. I think that's not indicating, of course, which one they're on right now. That's just literally because you can do 50cc, 100cc, 150cc. I haven't seen a 200. I don't like 200cc myself. I'm not too much of a noob, but then when I go online, I look like a noob, I think. Because online people get nuts, dude. It's like I'll beat everyone that's local to me, but then when I start actually like racing people online, geez, it becomes just horrible. Oh, gosh. Okay, so anyway, this says Super Mario Circuit, you guys. And so, isn't that a lovely little confirmation right there? Because Super Mario Circuit, I have to imagine we couldn't see from overhead. We might have, and I just missed it again, and like a lot of you guys maybe missed it too. Who knows? It's just, did we see Super Mario Circuit from above? Because if not, that means that, yes, this is another course that's in here that wasn't kind of visible in the world map when we were looking at that whole map from above. So it might be something you cut back to in this video. I've already been recording it too long probably, but let's listen to what the dude is saying because he's actually talking about kind of, I would say, important information for this. So we're talking about Grand Prix, right?
But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
So right there.
24 drivers in each race, the most in series history.
So yeah, 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history. Yeah, that's nuts. And aside from that, you heard him say that you're actually driving to the next course. So yeah, okay, you know, Super Mario Circuit goes that way, that way, that way, all along. And then when you're driving away from it, right, to go to the next course, you actually literally do drive to it. And there was another look at the Cataquack and the bee. Was there some other characters that I missed? Let's look at this. I mean, Troopa's in his I guess that's his like NASCAR gear, right? Pit crew gear. All right, so let's see this. Yeah, there's the little fish-boned right there. You got Yoshi right now, and that is a confirmation, by the way. You see Yoshi, not only pink Yoshi, we've seen green Yoshi. I think we might have seen red, was it, or blue? But yeah, you see different colored Yoshis coming up, so I'm pretty sure that we can kind of say, maybe not different characters, but at least Yoshi can probably be a different color, which would mean probably Shy Guy too, right? Because here's red Yoshi coming on through with Bowser, and Bowser's all gangster bike Bowser right now. And so look at this. There's Lakitu. Yeah, okay. There's the Pianta. I don't like these guys either. I don't like Monty, and I don't like Piantas. I won't accept them in my races. Just kidding. But here's Bowser. A good look at Bowser with this gear, this get-up. Look at that. He's got the speedometers right there, the odometers on his back. It's crazy. That is so cool to me. Nice touch, nice touch. And of course it says Bowser Motors on that exhaust. And the only thing is, I don't believe that speedometer's working, right? Because it's just always at like the max. Maybe that's the fuel gauge or whatever. And so here, Peach, God bless Peach, I love you. She is showing off the Knockout Tour. And Peach is a knockout to me. Okay, I'm cringing, I know. So the Knockout Tour. This is fascinating because this is going to be a different mode for Mario Kart, something we haven't seen before, right? First off, look at Daisy. I love that. Kind of your, once again, your jet ski, but she looks dressed for the occasion, right? You know, she's got her visor. It's very like Peach's vacation mode, but Daisy, right? And so notice this right here. We got 1-up fuel. Let's see. Okay, here's a very clear sign. Moo Moo Meadows. And look, even the cow is now driving on the sign with Moo Moo Meadows. So that's why, you know, we had the Mario Circuit, the Super Mario Circuit, we should say. We had that. We have the Moo Moo Meadows. Like, are there going to be several courses coming back? You would imagine, right? Most Mario Kart games, nowadays at least, they'll pull back. Forgive me if you can hear these notifications. Pokemon TCG Pocket wants me to open some packs, but yeah. Like I was saying, here's the Golden Rally. So this is the Knockout Tour. They each have a different rally. So the Golden Rally is because of a golden mushroom. Now look at this. It's going to go over. So boom, the Ice Rally right here. And so it says something like it takes you through from one area of the world to another. But what I'm wondering is it's just like, does that span multiple worlds? As in, like, do you start, let's say, at ice, and it's mainly you go through icy levels and then end at a different one? Or do you play a little bit of the different one, whatever that may be? And so just look at I don't know if it's the UI or the graphical interface. I don't know. The user interface, of course, is what UI stands for. But like, look at essentially what I'm calling to is the item blocks, your coins, which, by the way, you can see 20 coins right there. Usually 10 was the limit in Mario Kart 8, at least. But yeah, like here's the lap is 4 out of 6. And that's, I think, specifically because of this rally, right? So normally, it would be like 1 out of 3 or whatever. Certain courses, I think Baby Park, right? It's got many laps. So like some courses may have more than 3 laps. But I think when you're talking about this rally, the knockout tour, the rules are going to be a little bit different. So I could see that this would be a little different. But yeah, look at that 5th place down there at the bottom right. The UI or whatever this may be, the GI graphical interface, I don't know. It all looks pristine. This looks sharp to me. This looks great. I feel that this is, we're utilizing the Switch too, as we should. Look at Charging Chuck throwing this. Boom! And I'm thinking that says GGMT or CCMT. I think it's Charging Chuck MT. Probably it's like Charging Chuck Motor. Yeah. And so you saw also there was a giant spiky ball. Here, let's cut back to this. So, you got these cars in front of us, but yeah, there's Chuck rolling these balls right here. So this course is going to be nuts, man. And yeah, Chuck then jumps off of it. So, yep, you got these footballs that could come at you. You got these spike balls. That's going to be just absolutely dangerous. And this looks pretty neat. I feel like there's so many picturesque things. Like we're going to get to it in a second, but there's like a photo mode, so you can take pictures. You can snap some selfies and stuff. This is nuts. It is cool. But the guy is talking about how you need to be a certain place in the knockout tour or else you'll get eliminated, right? So now on the bottom right, you're going to see 11th place, be 8th or better. If you're not in 8th place when you pass the checkpoint, so that's what that number 16 was earlier, they're always going to have a number to them. This says you weren't in the top 8, right? Notice when that happened, by the way, you can see actually who was in the top 8 up here. So they've always got those kind of icons. Someone's wearing a crown. And what do you know? Look who else is here. A dolphin, you guys? Did the dolphins in Mario have different names? I can't really recall that. But yeah, a dolphin is right there. Can you play as the dolphin? Please tell me, like, what are the limits right now? What are the limits? And so this gets crazy. Rosalina with her drip, drip, drip. This is, it's nice, man, because you're going to see a back and forth right here with Daisy. Boom! She loses the crown. She's got that kind of Shy Guy vehicle from earlier, right? That magic carpet ride. And so look at this. Rosalina's got the crown, and then boom, crosses the finish line, and she keeps that. Boom. And, of course, she has Rosalina's crown as it is, but then look at the visor. So that's going with her kind of pit crew stuff, and Bowser Jr. over there crying. Of course, we got the fuzzy battery still. We got all these companies and businesses, Rosalina Automobiles. How many businesses are there? How many businesses are there? That's what I want to know. So there's a plaza. There's engine oil cooler. We saw cooler a little bit earlier on, who was that? It was like Peach or Daisy. One of their cars. Something sounds right here. So yeah, very interesting to me. So much to see, so much to do. So much to do, so much to see. What's wrong with taking the back streets, right? Free roam, you guys. Yoshi's, finally, we're looking at it's Yoshi's drink now. There's Yoshi's hamburgers. Now there's Yoshi's drink. Finally, a little bit of emphasis on this thing because I feel that it's going to be important.
Freely drive around this vast world.
But yes, if you heard that, he says freely drive around this vast world. And this is Whistle Stop. What was it? Whistle Stop Summit. And it's a Whistle Stop Summit, like Lady Whistle Stop. Isn't that right? On Lady Whistle Down? Okay, Bridgerton people. Okay. And so, yeah, that right there says Whistle Stop Summit. So that's what I was looking at. Mario Kart safety first. Yes, yes. And I'm assuming this is the faraway oasis, but I'm not positive. You see Toad on the wheels right there. And that looks just like a little tiny toy construction, like one of your toy tractors and things. Toy dump trucks. Okay, and so free roam, it is exactly what it sounds like. I did just want to say, we pointed this out in my first trailer, but it's kind of confirmed more so here, is look at the just sort of dust in the wind, if you want to call back to another song here. There's just dust and grass clippings in the wind, so there's like always going to be the potential with Switch 2 and these graphics and stuff for some kind of just wind carrying something to your face, I guess, towards your face side. And so, yeah, this is it's very fascinating to me. Just all that you can do. This looks very Scarlet and Violet Pokemon when you go down here. But yeah, doesn't that look amazing, you guys? And so, yeah, here you go. You're probably going off of Shy Guy Bazaar right there with some camels. And then you're getting back up here, maybe Crown City, something like that. But yeah, there's a little toad down here that's he's paddling. This is, what's crazy about that is that this may be a certain part of the course because there's a grind, like, rail or whatever. But imagine if this is not really meant to be seen too much. In free roam, you can see it, and there's that level of detail, right? Like something that's not really meant to be seen all that often. Now, again, this could be like a main part of the course too, and I'm just speaking whatever, but yeah, look at that. Isn't that crazy? So I think there's going to be a level of detail. Maybe it unlocks in free roam mode. And this is just saying, of course, you can go online with your friends and do it. You know, so if you want to, you could just go hang out with me. I don't have any friends, so you guys, you want to go with me? And so look at this. Photo mode. If you're going to go with me, you got to take some selfies. I'm sorry, but you got to do it. Because, yeah, there's the cooler right there. There's Yoshi's, you guys. Finally on a vehicle right here. We see Yoshi's for the food and drink. Course ahead. Mario Kart. We got the Rosalina bus tours. There's the Yoshi food truck back there. And another. That looks like a family road tripping Toad. Okay, but if you zoom out just a little bit, you see first place shopping up there at the top. I love that because then you see the spiny shell, you guys. So, of course, blue shell, first place, boom. First place shopping, that's wonderful. The drinks, and it says refresh underneath the drink sign. And there's just all sorts of stuff the tenants wanted. We already looked at. Look at this. I'm going to hang out with my girls. Me and my girls. We're just going to be over here. All of us ladies. And so, let's see. That there is a sign back over this way. I doubt it's going to be super significant, but I feel like it says drive ? At the end, and so I was wondering what it fully says. So, is it something like need a, I don't know, drive? Maybe. But, yeah, it does look like a little bit of a caution back there. But, yeah, even that, there's just detail and detail. Details abound. Thank you once again for sticking with me this long. If you have, what a super long video we got here. We're almost done, though. We only got about, 30 seconds left. So what, is that going to take 30 minutes? No, I'm just kidding. Bowser Jr. being shot right out of a cannon right here. Devastating. Nah, he had a little propeller. It was like a wind-up propeller on his plane. Very cool. And, yeah, you got to presume that that's the airship fortress. Maybe. But very daunting. All right, so look at this. Probably whistle stop. You saw the penguin, though. You saw the penguin there, and you see Yoshi right now grinding on the rail. You can grind on the train track. And then this, man, you got the Chomp's chains in the background. You got Shy Guy ceramics and stuff, but there's dinosaurs. You know, there was another course. What was that called, man? Chain Chomp Racing Chains. That's what it's called. I thought it was Chain Chomp's Chomp Chains. But anyway, what was the dinosaur course, you guys, again? It was from one of the past Mario Kart games. Maybe it's going to come back to me, but yeah. So some of these may be callbacks and just modern remakings of the courses, which is great. Wonderful. Would love to see it. So here it is. Look at this. If I told you that, all those characters were going to be in this game, this seems to confirm it even more. Like, can we play as them? To me, this right here seems to imply yes. But the question is, again, is that just maybe they're showing them on this like kind of poster-ish looking image that has the world, by the way. It's got the entire world behind it, of the Mario. I love that. Mario Kart World, right? But, yeah, like, you see the P-switch too. Here, like, they put the P-switch in here. So it's like, that's got to be something, man. It's got to be something with that. So I just feel like they wouldn't include this stuff if not. But anyway, yeah, like there's the little bitty bug, the para-bitty bug. That is nuts. And the penguin over here. I'm baffled. I truly am. I am in awe. And so, available on the same day as the Nintendo Switch 2, which is June 5th, 2025, you guys. And yes, please stay tuned for all of this information that I've talked about for now an hour and 40-something minutes to then all probably be revealed in the Mario Kart World Direct on April 17th, 2025, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. That's 8 o'clock Central. You guys, I got to thank you so much. You viewing this means that you are part of the elites. If you made it to the end, please give me that like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And if you're watching live, stick around just for a little while longer. And thanks for viewing.